Hi folks, this is a piece of Saunders Waterford paper. I've gessoed and primed with acrylic burnt umber and some PVA glue. On the other side I've obliterated what was there. It was one of the watercolours I did yesterday, but I'm not sentimental about these things. We'll have a bit of distance, some trees across here, a bit of an inlet, and some grasses coming up here. We can put a few bits of fencing. This is going to be an oil painting, as if you didn't know. That'll do. When you do this, make sure your horizon's more or less horizontal. Just an indication of what we're going to do there. I would have done this in white, but I can't find my Caran d'Ache white crayon pencil. It's oh yes, here it is. Oh dear. Oh well, there we are. This was sent to me by Smoothie77. He's a colleague, been very helpful to me in the past, setting up Patreon. Smoothie is a brilliant draftsman. He shows you how to square up a photograph and transfer it to a support canvas or whatever you want to paint on. The watercolour. Superb. So if you want to learn to draw, I can't teach you, I'm not very good, I don't practice it myself, I just draw with the brush, but he is a consummate draftsman, a superb draftsman. Smoothie77, I'd highly recommend if you want to learn to draw to go and have a look at his stuff. It's nice and dry. It's more or less flat, and it's very light. It should be impervious, so it's acrylic both sides. So let's get a large brush and do some sort of a sky. Palette as usual, always laid out in the same way, so I could go to these colours blindfold. Cadmium red, ultramarine, burnt sienna, bit of Payne's grey, lump of cad yellow and some yellow ochre. Oh, excuse me, I might try to find some raw sienna instead of the yellow ochre. Let's have a look. Got a box of bits of stuff here. My problem is natural red, raw sienna. Well, it's still quite soft, artist quality this one. The problem's going to be getting the lid off. But we'll try. I'll probably regret this because I'm more used to burnt yellow ochre in water, in oil, and raw sienna in watercolour. We'll see how we go. Let's see if we can get the lid off with the pliers. You can heat the top up or melt it in hot water, soften it all up a bit. But that's fine, I think that opens. So what's going to come out though? It's a bit darker than the yellow ochre, but it might, when it's diluted with a bit of white, it might make a much better sand colour. Right, okay, so I've got this brush. It's a 3/4 inch Pro Art Daler Rowney, Daler Rowney, not Pro Art, Georgian flat. Well, it's not so flat now, but it gets the paint on. So I've just had a bit of linseed and a bit of dryer. I've got two whites there. I've got the ordinary titanium white, and I've got the Alkyd, the Griffin Alkyd based fast dryer, and I've got a lovely big pot of that. That's the way to buy it. That's the size you want. 250ml tube, quarter of a litre, rather than this 75 millilitre. This, much cheaper by bulk. I have problems with these wretched lids. They're childproof and they don't really work. Now I could prise the inside of that out, and I use that to seal the container, but I haven't sort of got round to. I tried it the other day, but the screwdriver kept slipping and hitting my hand. Right, so let's have a nice dark, as if it isn't dark enough. Just get some paint on. Oh, yummy. That's really nice and tacky. I'm going to put some oil out. Got my litre bottle of linseed. You don't need artist quality linseed. This is good quality anyway. Right, okay, so I've got some nice lot of oil on there. Let's get a bit of red. Right, clean the brush and get some burnt sienna. Cover over my background. I'm thinking of Woodbridge, or not Woodbridge, the River Devon in Suffolk. Which is a lovely piece of Suffolk. It's a river. There are two great rivers in Norfolk or Suffolk. One is the Devon, which is through Suffolk, North Suffolk. The other side of Felixstowe, Walton on the Naze, and the other river is the Orwell, favourite of Edward Seago, pin mill. Been up and down there on one of those Thames barges from my late brother-in-law's, or one of his birthday celebrations. Right, let's get some dark up the top there. Bit of a lump on there. Right, but it's okay. No, we just put a bit of cloudy stuff on there. I don't usually work on this size really. I'd use either MDF for my MDF, my frame that I have. That's why I do the 10 by 8s. But I thought I'd do a full size one. Also the lightness makes, if I put it on Etsy and sell it, it's cheaper to post. Right, we'll have a sort of a darker cloud here, so a bit of I don't really want to complicate this too much, the sky. It's the movement and the atmosphere I'm trying to get. Well, I quite like that sky. I'm not too fussed, but it's quite a simple sky, but there's plenty of movement coming across. Now we'll put in a bit of a background with a smaller brush. So we want a mixture of the Payne's grey blue, a bit of red in there, a bit of white. And I can superimpose some trees on that. I don't try the art of the impossible. I mean, there's some things I'm just not good at. I try to stay within my limits. That way you're never too disappointed when it all goes wrong. A little bit darker in places. Okay, let's get some. I remember sitting on this beach when I was in my teens with my stepfather, who came from Felixstowe originally, long dead now. And it was a beautiful afternoon, the water was lovely, it's quite close to the open sea. So, right, okay, now, so blue, red, yellow. Just the three primaries. By the time I get the scene or the estuary right, now it's just a bit too regimented there, so I'm going to open some of that up a bit. It's a bit better. Okay, that'll do. Right, now we'll get in a bit of river. So we want to reflect the sky in the river, but it's all moving water. So let's get a bit of mauve. Moving water, you don't often see a reflection. It's soften. My wife and I are spending some of the lockdown doing jigsaw puzzles. Oh, they're great fun. We're doing one which is the sort of history of the UK. The kings and queens and so on, all in their little compartments, and all the dates and the important events during their reign, the reigns of the various queens and kings. And it's really good, tough. It's 1,000 piece, pretty big. Alright, let's get a little bit of that to show a bit of shadow from that big cloud over the top there. Oh, we can put a bit of just put some colour in from the sky. Okay, I do. Now we're going to have some fun. We're going to put this, I'll put some water in, but we're coming into that inlet there, so let's just change the colour. Right, okay, we can, let's send some ripples. Right, okay, now we want some grasses on there. But I'll just get in a bit of this, there's some birch here and get some sandy colour. A bit of grey in there, I think. Right, now we've got to put in some grasses. So now, I don't know which way, we'll have the grasses going that way, I think. Well, the wind's going that way, so we'll go the other way. So, to my lovely greens. bit darker, a bit of oil, a bit of red. Oh, this is a rubbish old brush, but look what it does. Oh, bought a pack of 15 of them a couple of years ago from Hobbycraft. Oh, they're still giving great service. Oh, we've got a bit of dark in this, a bit of Payne's grey. Got a really good dark green, sort of shadowy green. A bit of red in there. See how useful Payne's grey is. Right, let's get a bit of light in there. Get some nice light greens. Just catching a bit of light. I put a little bit of shadow in this. So like a blue, red, white. Darker than that. Better with that brush, I think. Didn't quite work, did it? So let's go back with that green. Right, I'll get a flat brush. A bit of pro. Ooh, that's quite so. There's a bit of more of a clean there. I won't use that one. I've got a nice. Oh, that one. I'll try to find my 1/4 inch flat, which seems to have gone AWOL. So I'll use this one. So I just want to put a bit of a just a bit of stuff. Just broken down a whole bit of fencing. It's just a bit of detail, really. Oh, the brushes on the floor. Right, let's get my cheapo brush. Right, now we need some yachts. So here we go. Bit of white. Now, as you know, I'm not nautical. Let's have a red sail. Okay, that'll do. I think that's about all I can do on that one anyway. I just love playing around with the oils. Always a challenge. Make sure my hands are clean. Oh, there we are. Move that over. Just wonder if we've got a few straggly blades of grass. Let's have a look. Oh, don't like that. Okay, well I'll leave that. It's a bit different. I just want to shows a bit of an inlet. Maybe just a little bit of a okay, that's it. I can't do any more. Thanks for watching, folks.